there was this instance of suicide amongst her peers. And this is important because there is a mental health crisis going on in the West, in America at least, amongst teenagers. And this does have a disproportionate impact on girls. And so we can focus on the actual kids who are having suicidal ideation and attempting suicide, but what's sometimes missed is what happens to everybody else. And you have kids who have become witness to something so horrific and so tragic and so awful, while they themselves are just kids and don't really know what to make of it. And it can be very, very destructive to be a young person and realize that your peers are killing themselves. And I think mom is right to have kind of been hyper vigilant about this message within trans advocacy groups about the suicide rate for trans-identified teens and gender dysphoric teens, because it is so irresponsible for them to be reporting those things. First of all, we know that their statistics are not quite actually saying what they claim that they're saying. And also we know that young people are very suggestible, and teenagers are going through an emotionally turbulent time. And to suggest to them that they will become suicidal is literally the opposite of what we would do in any kind of mental health best practice around suicidality. What you want to do is you want to shore up the young person's strength and bravery and reasons that they want to live, and keep them focused on what they want rather than having them ruminate on suicide. So, I think in the context of therapy, there's a place to explore suicidal ideations symbolically. So it doesn't mean that whenever a kid states that they're having a suicidal thought, that the therapist is supposed to shut that down and say, no, what do you want to live for? Let's be positive. I think there's room to explore it. But on a broader cultural level, for trans advocacy groups to be pushing this narrative is just beyond irresponsible, and it's not at all conducive to actually supporting and helping the kids they claim to support. So mom was just 100% right to be aware of that. And luckily, it seems like her daughter has really kind of been able to move through that space and come to a better place.